In this episode, I want to talk to you about rail passes. Yesterday, we talked about the Hokuriku Arch Pass, which is one that'll take you from Tokyo to Kanazawa to Kyoto, or in other words, from Narita to Kansai Airport. The price will increase 5,000 yen, which is marginal, it's at like $35 more. But then I started reading the comments yesterday, which is always really interesting. You can see here we got a ton of them. Thank you everybody for leaving those. It gives me ideas of content to make and what we to talk about. And one of the things that people wrote about to me was that why doesn't Japan have like a more Euro-rail type of like 5 days in 2 months or 10 days in 1 month or something like this kind of a pass? And they kind of do. And in this episode, I'm going to be telling you about the pass for adventurers. And this is you. I know I'm talking to you because if you're watching this, you're probably like an adventurer like me. This is called the SEISHUN Jahachi KIPPU, and this is this ticket right here. Let me turn the camera around. This is an old one. The price has gone up quite a bit. Well, it's gone up 1,000 yen. But this is from this is from the year 2000. So this is 23 years old. The ticket really hasn't changed much. Heisei Junen, what is that? Yeah, year 2000. It's now 12,500 yen. You can see the stamps on it, which is cool. This also makes a really cool souvenir. These are the station stamps for this particular rail pass. It's called, again, the Seishun Jahachi KIPPU. And here it is. I wrote it here. It's pretty cool like that. And, you know, it is a ticket that they offer 3 times a year. Let me put this ticket away because it's like one of my artifacts from living in Japan for so long. It is an amazing pass. Now, it's 5 days. It's basically like 5 days and 2 months. Here's the price of it. It's 12,050 yen, so it's what 900 yen more. It allows you for 5 days of unlimited travel for approximately 2 months. It's issued 3 times a year, and it's only local trains. And that's what makes it so awesome. You can't ride the Shinkansen with this ticket. But why, you know, I think that for foreign tourists, you probably are riding the Shinkansen too much. You're going too quickly, you're missing things, and you're not seeing Japanese culture, which is the culture of riding on a train through local areas, meeting the people, seeing people on their morning commute. This is the ticket for adventurers. But, all right, let me show you the times of use. So it's going to be coming, this pass, in just a couple of weeks, in a week or so. So it's actually being sold right now. This is the schedule for 2022, but it's every year. It's the same thing. And the pass usually will go in effect from March 1st to about April 10th through the cherry blossoms, which is awesome. And it's sold from February 20th to March 31st. You can get these at any ticket window. You have to go in there. You don't need a passport. You don't need to be a tourist. You can live in Japan. It's one of my favorite passes. Again, I've been using it since 1998 when I first came here to Japan. It's also in the summer months, which is perfect if you're going to climb Mount Fuji from Tokyo. You don't need a JR rail pass. Just go local train. Take the Tokaido local train. Get off, get on, you know, save some money. Then there's the winter one. In fact, you don't even need to just take a bus to the 5th station. And then there's a winter season, which goes through Shogatsu, the Japan holiday season. And these 3 periods, the ticket is sold for a really inexpensive price. Now let me go in here and show you the information from JR. I went through this for you so you don't have to. 12,050 yen. That is, how much is that? For 5 days of unlimited travel on local trains, that comes down to, what is that? That's about $78 US. That's $80 US for 5 days of unlimited travel. So that's less than $20 a day. I mean, this is such a steal. Everyone was like complaining about how expensive the passes are. Do this one. Make the time for it. All right, let me go through it. I'm going to go through the information with you right now. A hop on, hop off travel using non-reserved seats in ordinary cars, which is the local trains. This product is recommended for you if you want to take your time and enjoy taking JR line trains around Japan. That is most of you. You just don't even know about this pass. You don't need to be taking the Shinkansen. It's just, that's more for business travel in my opinion. What does this product let me do? I like that JR set this up. Seishun Jahachi KIPPU is a ticket for unlimited hop-on, hop-off travel, blah, blah, blah. It's from the very north of Hokkaido to the very south of Kyushu. There's no railways in Okinawa. Rail companies like you even get to ride the Miyajima ferry with this ticket. So it does have some perks. There's also stuff, some of the lines might require train reservations. I don't know, you figure it out as you go along. You cannot use this ticket on the Shinkansen, limited express train tickets, or sleeper trains, which is not exactly true. There used to be like this midnight sleeper train that left at like 11:50 from Tokyo Station, but it got to Shinagawa at midnight. So all the foreign residents, at least 20 years ago, used to hop on this midnight train that went between Osaka and Nagoya. It's not a sleeper car, but the seats reclined, and you can use this Seishun Jachikeep on this midnight train after midnight. So you'd buy a local ticket to like Kawasaki or Shinagawa, I can't remember. And then from Shinagawa, you would activate your Seishun Jachikeep, so you could get to Osaka on 2,500 yen or whatever a day is on this pass, which is ridiculous. And you would get there at like 5 in the morning, but that's adventure, man, and you'd meet people doing the same thing. It is a great deal. How much can I save using this pass? What JR did here was awesome. They laid out a travel itinerary, so you don't have to ask me. Round trip fare for 5 adults using this. All right, so this is where the pass gets really interesting. By the way, it's an awful day right now, so I'm under a bridge. This is where the pass gets interesting, okay? You see this ticket here? There's 5 stamps for 5 days, or 1 day for 5 people. So that means that you could use this ticket for 5 people for 5 days to go a day trip to Nikko. You buy this pass, you end up saving a ton of money, or you could go to anywhere. Do the math. 5 people for 5 days, you just get the ticket station master will stamp it 5 times. In a 24-hour period, you can use that with your family or friends anywhere you want to go within a day, and just buy another pass for another day, and you don't have to worry about consecutive days and not getting your money out of the pass. This is just like the coolest thing. Back in the days when I was dating other people before I got married, I might have done this trip with significant others. I'm just putting that out there. So I mean, it's a nice thing for couples, and I hope that Leo, Kanai, and I can do this as well. So the JR lays out some sample trips for you, like day trips that you could do. First day trip to JR Nikko, and then the second day you could go to Yokohama via the Kamakura line. Third day, you know what I did? I actually took this train from Tokyo and I went all the way up to Hakodate. It took me 44 hours. I stopped and camped outside the station and somewhere in Iwate in the summer. Got back on the train first thing in the morning, got some onigiri from the convenience store. I was in Hakodate like in the afternoon. It was awesome. And then I came back, and that's how I spent 4 days. It was really nice. Here's the schedule for the eligibility again. And again, it is meant for adventure. Now it says here, Aaron Duran is here. Hey, how you doing, Aaron? Arriving in June, hopefully it's not too hot. June, you'll be okay. But do bring a jacket, like a cool jacket, because it just get a little chilly with the rainy season here. But you'll probably be okay. You can always pick one up at Uniqlo. Thank you for that. The Seishun Jachikeep. Now this is the part that makes it interesting. I learned Japanese by taking this train. I had so much time just sitting there looking out the window, stop by stop. I started studying kanji. I started studying the kanji for the locations for each city that I was going through. And I would use this particular book here. Do you see this? This is the one, it's called Compass is what it is. You can get it on Amazon. I think you'd even get it from abroad. This one has the timetable for every single JR train in the entire country. It's also something that's cool just to pick up and leaf through, because it's got a map of the entire country with every single train line. And I would go through this and just plan. It's like, and I'll put a link, if you really want to know, I can put a link in the description to this. It's like you're a pirate and you're going on an adventure, and you lay out that map. You get a full-length map and you lay it out on the table and you plot your trip, where you're gonna go next. And that's how I feel when I was using this. I would get sometimes the larger, there's one with larger type, which makes it easier. There's a pocket-sized book, which you kind of have to squint to see the numbers there. But the schedule has everything that you need to know, and you learn the kanji really fast when you're out there doing an adventure like this. Unlike, the Shinkansen, and you're moving so quickly, you're trying to go to attractions. For me, the train, the travel was the attraction, which is why this ticket is just so darn perfect. So this is what it looks like inside of the schedule here. So basically, you have these maps here, And you can figure out from where it is by the map of Japan. Everybody knows where it is, so you can kind of figure it out using your head. All right. So you start to look at the kanji, and then see those numbers 523 to 520. That's the page number in the guide to go to see the schedule for that particular train line. And you know where you are, so you can find the time that the train's coming, and you can find the time that the train's leaving, and then you can connect that to the next train to connect to the next local train to get you to the next destination. If you look up at the top of the page, it says 5:05 to 5:12 is the next schedule to the connecting train. It is just that simple. It is so fun to do. And to get this guide, and you're sitting there and put your smartphone down, and you just start planning your trip and plotting like all these places, and you can just hop off on a local train somewhere and then just hop back on the next train. So sometimes when you're doing an interchange, changing from one train to the next, you might have like 30 minutes to hop off in the middle of nowhere, Japan. Go in and you find this hole in the wall katsudon place, and you have the most amazing meal that no tourist has ever had, and you just had that adventure enough to go ahead and do it. And this, if you do this, not only will your Japanese improve, your knowledge of Japan will improve, because you'll be seeing local areas and things that are way off of the beaten path. Screw Kyoto. Do this. It's so much better. Just on my Instagram feed, I showed you a picture of Murakami and Niigata, this little town that almost no tourist knows about. You go through there, and they have this old street with Edo era period buildings. They have a confection shop. It's fifth generation owner. It just stayed in the family. She's like 60, 70 now. She still makes it the wagashi the same way they did like back in the freaking Edo period. And I'm looking around, and there's not a tourist in sight. And I'm like, what is happening? Why isn't this town promoting better? Or maybe I just need to work harder to tell you about these places. The SEISHUN Keep is perfect to get there. It is so perfect. I love to open up this book and you start plotting it. And this all looks like hieroglyphics to some people, Japanese kanji, but after 2 or 3 days, you'll be amazed at how much you picked up on how to navigate this book. And it's fun because it's just so it's so different than anything else that you've ever done, plotting and planning. Now in the ticket it says Seishun Juhachi. If even JR writes in here the validity, anybody can get it, and trust me, anybody does. You can get it and there's a lot of retired people who use this ticket that did this when they were teenagers. They just wrote that Seishun Jachi, there's no age limit on this ticket. It's also, it is meant for students and young people to go out and explore, but it's for everybody to go out and explore. And here's the deal, and this is the rub here, okay? Because there's not enough riders on these local trains, and I have an episode coming this year on this. There's a local train line I was riding, because I love the JR local trains. They're going extinct. In particular, up in Hokkaido, there are train lines that need to crowdfund to get money just to keep it going, just so that the parents can make sure that their kids ride on the same train line one day. And there's a lot of stations that have gone extinct up there, which is, they're becoming abandoned, and that's just heartbreaking. There's just not enough riders. And if you know about this pass, maybe you're gonna go out there and take it. It's just shocking to me that everybody wants to speed through their holiday. This is the holiday. Why plan everything? Why get a hotel in Kyoto that's like $300–400? Just go out there. You're gonna find a place to stay. You're gonna be okay. There's, you got Google Translate and smartphones and all this other stuff nowadays. You get out there, you find a local hotel or ryokan, you talk to people. Oh my God, I used to sit on this train for hours and hours, and you know how many people came to talk to me? Not as many as you might think, actually, but it was a lot. And I was able to make friends with people from all over Japan, which was really cool. It's sort of like hitchhiking in a way, but you're all in a public train. People don't usually talk to strangers on the train, but there's always one or two weirdos like me who will talk to strangers, and it is, you're learning about Japan this way. I'm trying to sell this ticket to you because I'm reading the comments and I'm getting a little bit, frustrated. Number one, a lot of you don't even know how to use Google, and you're asking me questions that you could simply Google to get the answer, because I would have to Google it to get the answer myself. All right, so I'm just gonna say that it's actually raining out here, but I got to get my 10,000 steps in. So if you Googled it, you know the validity of the rail passes. It's right there. All you have to do is write Hokuriku Arch Pass, Google search. Look for JR and it's right there. I was like, why are you asking me? Just Google it. I think I was pretty thorough in the video. Video of that ride coming, possibly. I got a lot of stuff on my plate. Actually, I'm here, when I ride the train though, I don't have the same kind of time I did when I was teaching English. And I haven't done this since I was doing YouTube. So, you know, this is one episode I would love to do. It would mean really going deep out into the, こんにちは。いい天気ですね。ダメですけど、まあ、寒いけど、ね。どうも。Oh. Oh. 咲いてるね。Oh yeah. It's raining here. Check it out. 本当だ。おお、黒カス。わお。黒カス。おお。なんでだろう、冬だけど。
住民が。
わお。
フォームだ。フォーム。
あ、すごい。
そうね。
ああ、ありがとう。知らなかった。Signs of spring, indeed. 全部黒カス。おお、わお。素晴らしい。また来ます。ありがとう。I come here all the time. I didn't know about that. You see, despite the cold, they still have the riverboats going up and down the Sumida River here in Tokyo. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could do to make your trip more adventurous. You don't have to focus on this JR Rail Pass. This ticket, again, is sold everywhere in Japan, from the very north of Hokkaido and Wakkanai to Kagoshima to Ibuski down there in the south. And you just have to go to the ticket window and they print it out and issue it to you and they stamp it. So you don't have to buy it in Tokyo. You could pick it up anywhere in the period of validity right there. You can also, if you only needed a couple of days and you were in a really tight budget, you could also go to the discounted ticket centers, and sometimes young people only use 4 days out of 5, and you might find a pass that might have a day left on it and only pay, I don't know, 3,000 yen for it. So sometimes you'll see at the discounted ticket offices used tickets with a couple of weeks of validity still left. And that's kind of a cool thing. I've often, from here, used that pass to go to Mount Fuji to climb it. I get off at Gotemba or I get off at Fujinomiya, and I would take the bus, local bus, go there. And nowadays they have buses that leave from Shinjuku that will take you up to the 5th station, but then again, I'm an adventurer. I'm a pirate. I put that map out there and I look at the numbers and I look at the schedules and I get used to how this works, and it's so much fun. And if you can figure this out, it's like a kind of like a puzzle. You will have such an incredible adventure. I wish I had the time to go and do this. If I was on holiday, this is the perfect holiday because you don't have to think about planning, or you don't have to say, I got to go here, here, and here. You're just going to be on a train taking pictures, looking out the window, hopping on and off at places, trying to go to towns that probably tourists haven't been there in a very long time or at all. Maybe they don't have any attractions or don't even know that their town is an attraction. You're going to find some stuff. And that's what makes this really cool. This is the book, Compass. They've been making this book every year. This is the Amazon page on it. You can find them at bookstores, but this is the March one. So this is the one that comes out March 2024. It's got all the updated schedules. So if a train had been canceled, you know all about it. This is the book that a lot of the station masters might have on their desk. It's really cool. So you can, I don't know if you can order this in the United States or in Europe or Australia, but if you can, maybe you can order it off of co.jp and have it sent to you in America, and then you'd be able to just leaf through it. And it's just a fascinating book to look through. It's all in Japanese, but you can figure it out because it's very user-friendly. You see the map, you see the page number on the map, you go to the page, and you can figure out the schedule. And when you start doing it in Japanese, you feel a lot more comfortable. Shinkansen, I think, is overrated. I think it's more for business travelers, and it's just fun to ride, you know, a couple of times. But it goes way, way too fast. And if you're relying on your trip so much on the Shinkansen, I'm telling you, just go and get a cheap flight from a low-cost carrier. Spend less time on the rails, if that's your case, and get to Kyushu, get to Shikoku, and then start your adventure. Just get a low-cost flight and do that, because it's not only cheaper, it just makes a lot of sense, and it takes the stress off of you from having to use like 7 consecutive days and feel like you're getting the money out of it. That's not how you want to have a vacation. So I'm responding to, I guess it's about a dozen comments that I got on this. So instead of writing to you, this video, I hope will answer that. Once again, here's the validity of the ticket. This is 2020. For 2024, it's about the same. And the name of the ticket right here is the SEISHUN 18 KIPPU. I love this ticket. I hope that you guys do too. If you do ride it, let me know. It's the adventure of a lifetime. It's a ticket that this is from the year 2000, and I still keep it as a just kind of a memory. I think, where did I go? Nagasaki, Miyajima. I rode this to Miyajima. Almost like passport stamps. You could see Nagasaki's on there. Right here, the blue one, in Kyushu, and that's Miyajima. And what is the other ones here? So I was living in his Iwaki in Fukushima. Oh, I was living in Fukushima. There it goes, Iwaki. But it's funny, I went from Iwaki all the way to Nagasaki on this ticket. What is this? Oh my gosh. And this is, oh no, this is the last day. So I had 4 days left. I got it August 11th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. I used this ticket in Kyushu, and then I used it for 1 day to explore Fukushima on the year April 10th, the year 2000. So that's kind of cool to have this. I'll put it back in the photo album. But you get to ride the ferry, the JR ferry to Miyajima Island for free with this pass. So that's the one perk. Everybody knows SEISHUN 18 KIPPU allows you to ride the ferry for free. Just that one, but it's kind of a cool little perk. So I hope let me know what you think. If you do ride this pass, let me know. We have a Discord server. Go ahead and check that out. You can write and leave me photos in there. I'm sending this out to Sharisa north of this postcard north of Chicago. So this is on the way to you. Thank you for signing up to the postcard club yesterday. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments below. I hope that you have a passion for traveling around Japan by rail like I do, and forget all the other passes that everyone's complaining about how expensive they are. They're made for tourists. This pass is made for adventurers, and they didn't really raise the price of this pass. Why? Japan's population is shrinking. They want to get people out there. This is the pass. If you buy this pass, you're probably going to want to go out there too. And I hope that this enthusiasm encourages you to go ahead and do that on a really crummy day. This is what we got here. Can't complain. The sky tree is completely gone. It's behind clouds over there. And yesterday I was at Tokyo Station wearing shorts. Today it feels like it could snow, but that is the price you pay for being a live streamer. I like to be out here, get my steps in. All right, everybody, I'm gonna get back to my walk. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Maybe tomorrow. Mata ne.